We got a 2004 Polaris 700 Sportsman. I got it for 250 bucks. Everything's here. It does run. I had it running, but you got to jump it off the starter solenoid, which I got a new solenoid. But it would only run with the choke on, so I figured the carburetor needed clean. Me and my buddy cleaned the carburetor, but I didn't get to try to start it yet because when we was taking it apart, my other buddy that was here when we was messing with it, he broke the petcock. So I got a new petcock for it, and I got a solenoid. So we're gonna put them on and see if we can get it to fire. Okay, so right there's the. Let's see if I can get under here and show you this. Right there's the solenoid. I changed. It's really simple. There's a screw on the bottom, screw on the top. Just, you know, replace the wires as you take them off, or, you know, take a picture like I did. I took a picture so I wouldn't forget. There's the old one. And usually you can tell if you have a bad solenoid by when you turn the key on. You could turn it and it won't turn over. But you could take a screwdriver and go across the post on the solenoid. Touch them two together and it'll turn over. But now I would call that a success. That's what was wrong with that. So now I can get my gas tank and everything put back on. I got my carburetor cleaned. Yeah, I got my carburetor cleaned, and it's ready to get this stuff put back on and see if it'll fire up. Alright. Well, here's the old petcock. And I was trying to pull that piece out there. It was already broke. But it come out of here. And for some reason, I thought this was a three-way. I didn't really look at it too much before I ordered one. So this is what I ended up getting, which I might be able to get it work if I just plug this off. But that's not my main problem now. I just found this here, and that ain't good. So I'm gonna have to order a carburetor boot for that. That's probably the reason it wasn't running in the first place. Wasn't running right. So yeah, well, let's go and get that ordered. I didn't see that, or I'd have had it on its way. Alright guys, well, where we left off last time, I discovered that that boot right there was broke. And yeah, it's been a couple days, but I got a new one. And I ordered a new petcock for it, because I got this three-way, and it was supposed to be a two-way. So I ordered it. And it's not here yet, but by the time this video is done, it should be here, hopefully. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this changed. It should be fairly simple, 2 bolts and a hose clamp, and we'll see what it looks like here. All right, so it come right off. Is pretty simple. There's just some, you can see this one's pretty dirty and ate up, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna clean around that with some starting fluid. But right here's the crack, and I would say that's the reason it wasn't running right. It was sucking air through that hole there. So here's the new one, and seals look good on it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and wipe that down and get it put on. If you're doing this yourself, you might want to put something down in those 2 holes right there. That way, you know, if any of that debris gets down in there, you don't want that in your motor. But I got it cleaned up. It looks a lot better. Some of this stuff here is just like, I don't know, it comes off pretty easy, so I'm just gonna scrape it away and get this thing put on. All right, new boot is on. Now I'm gonna try to plug off this side on this petcock here, just so we can try to start this thing, and then I'll change it to the new one whenever we get it, if I can figure something out. I'm sure I can. Alright, so I just took a little bolt and a piece of hose and that ought to trick it to let's try it just for testing. Like I said, I got a new one coming. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go buy a factory, like a OEM solenoid, because this one is junk. It burned out already. I literally tried to start it like 3 times. It stuck wide open, the starter just kept spinning, wouldn't stop until the battery went dead, or until I unhooked the cable. But got the new intake on. I got this pitcock rigged up on there, and it took me forever to get this thing to run, and it was all because I didn't know this went a full another turn to get fuel to come into this. So I didn't have fuel this whole time, but got it figured out. Starts good, so looks like I'm gonna have to go get another solenoid. All right, so we're on the back of the four-wheeler now, and they have the disc, or the brake calipers, off. This one has nothing at all, but it's laying here. Here's the brake line for it. I don't have a book on this, but I've seen lots of caliper or disc brake setups, so hopefully I can get it figured out and see if we can get it put together, and then see if we can get it working, or why it's taken apart. I have no idea. Alright, so this doesn't look good. I'm going to go ahead and wire brush it up and see if I can make it look any better. Now, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but this was zip tied to this caliper right here. Now, isn't that like a crank bearing? I think that's what that is. I don't think it goes on this anywhere. I was looking. I don't see anywhere it would go. I think that's to hold a crank, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so I'm pretty sure what happened here. Alright, this is the caliper that was not attached to the bike. This was just, it came with it. There's a set of brake pads in there, which there's nothing left, so I'll be getting new pads. But on this one, okay, it looks like they ran this thing without brake pads and pushed. You see it all tore up?
That was in there too.
And look how thin this lip right here is. And then it goes in that far. And look how far this one goes in. So they run this thing without brake pads and wore it clear into that. And this thing is clear out. This piston's clear out. So I need a new caliper, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that ordered. That's good though, that I know what's going on here. But I got this all cleaned up. Looks pretty good. Get these all greased up, working good.
I'm fixing this right now because this is.
Got my helper with me. You cleaning all that dirt out of there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Looks good. Alright guys, so I gotta order a brake caliper. Probably just order 2 and then get all new brake pads. And so it's gonna take a few days to get in. I really need to get a video out because I have one out in probably 2 weeks now. So I'm gonna go ahead and post this one, and we'll get right back into it as soon as I get my parts. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me a comment, and see you next time.